What if I told you that the reason your relationship keeps falling apart isn't because you're bad at love, it's because your brain is biologically wired to want something completely different from your partner's brain? Two researchers spent 6 years digging into brain scans, hormone studies, and surveys from thousands of couples around the world, and what they found explains almost every fight, every misunderstanding, and every "why don't you get me" moment between men and women. This book has sold millions of copies, sparked global controversy, and today I'm breaking down everything inside it, the science, the secrets, and the parts that might make you a little uncomfortable. Stick around till the end because the last section might honestly change how you see your own relationship. Before we dive in, if you're into books that actually explain human behavior instead of just giving generic advice, hit that subscribe button and tap the bell, because I break down a book like this every single week. And if this video helps you understand your relationship even a little better, drop a like. It genuinely helps this channel grow. Okay, let's get into it. The book is called Why Men Want Sex and Women Need Love: Solving the Mystery of Attraction, written by husband and wife duo Allan and Barbara Pease. If those names sound familiar, it's because they're the same authors behind the worldwide phenomenon Why Men Don't Listen and Women Can't Read Maps. Together, this pair has written 15 bestsellers, sold over 25 million copies, and their work has been turned into TV series and even a box office movie. This particular book took them 6 years to research and write, and during that time, they went through IVF, had 2 kids, and Allan battled prostate cancer. So this isn't some detached academic theory, it's personal. They combined hard science, brain scans, hormone research. Here's the central thesis of the entire book, and it's a bit controversial. Men and women do not want the same things in love and sex, and that's not culture, it's biology. The authors argue it's become politically fashionable to say men and women are the same deep down. But according to them, anyone who has actually lived with, dated, or worked closely with the opposite sex knows that's just not true. The book breaks love down into 3 separate brain systems. Lust, driven by testosterone and estrogen, purely about reproduction. Romantic attraction, the dopamine rush, the obsession, the can't stop thinking about you phase. Long-term attachment, driven by oxytocin and vasopressin, the bonding chemicals that keep couples together for years. And here's the twist. Men and women experience these 3 systems in different orders and different intensities. That single idea is the foundation for almost everything else in the book. According to the Peases, men are evolutionarily wired to see relationships partly through a lens of resource exchange, what value the relationship provides. Their drive towards sex is described as a direct, almost instinctive biological pull, rooted in millions of years of needing to reproduce quickly and efficiently before survival threats got in the way. The book even cites researcher David Buss from the University of Texas, who studied evidence of romantic and sexual bonding across 147 different cultures, finding that the male drive towards sex shows up consistently, no matter the country, religion, or time period. Now, and this is one of the more debated claims in the book, the author suggests that during dangerous or high-stress situations, like wartime, attraction between strangers can spike dramatically. Their explanation? When survival feels uncertain, the brain pushes us to pass on our genes now, not later. On the flip side, the book argues women are wired toward emotional security first, connection, safety, and commitment before physical intimacy feels right. The authors list what they call the top 5 things women want from men, and spoiler, physical attraction is rarely at the top. It's things like emotional availability, protection, and feeling truly heard. This is also where the book gets its most criticism. Several reviewers, including readers on Goodreads, pushed back hard, saying this framing leans on outdated stereotypes and oversimplifies women as only wanting security, ignoring modern research showing women experience independent physical desire too. So keep that in mind. This book presents one evolutionary psychology perspective, not the final word on the topic. Beyond the science, the book gets very practical. A few of the biggest takeaways: the 7 types of love. The authors break love into categories most people never consciously separate, which helps explain why a relationship can feel right in one way and wrong in another at the same time. Decoding Manspeak, basically a translation guide for how men communicate differently, which the authors say causes a huge chunk of everyday relationship friction. New relationship mistakes, common patterns people fall into early on that quietly sabotage long-term compatibility. Things like moving too fast physically before emotional trust is built, or assuming your partner processes conflict the same way you do. There's also a whole chapter on affairs and cheating, using a real case study of a couple named Colin and Jill, whose marriage cracked under the strain that often follows having kids, when intimacy quietly fades and nobody addresses it until it's almost too late. Here's the real purpose behind this book in the author's own words. Understanding that love has a biological, scientific basis, not a magical or mystical one, actually gives you more control, not less. Once you understand why your brain is pulling you in a certain direction, you can make conscious choices instead of blindly reacting to hormones and instinct. That's really the heart of this whole book. It's not saying men and women are doomed to misunderstand each other forever. It's saying that once you understand the biological translation between the two, you can finally stop fighting the same fight on repeat. So that's the full breakdown of why men want sex and women need love. Whether you agree with every claim in it or not, and honestly, some of it is genuinely debated, it gives you a framework to understand why your partner reacts the way they do, instead of just assuming they're being difficult on purpose. If you found this breakdown helpful, smash that like button, drop a comment telling me whether you agree with the book's main idea or not. I read every single comment. And subscribe for more deep dives into books that actually explain how people think and behave. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.